Today we'll be conducting our usual Sunday analysis, right? As you all know, every Sunday we start with the economic calendar, which is one of the most important tools, right? Which we, implement to our analysis, right? On a weekly basis. So as you guys can see, tomorrow there is a US bank holiday, right? So tomorrow we can expect low probability conditions, right? Not the best day to be trading, right? Tomorrow it will either form a range. You can do one of two things, right? It can either form a range or it can just expand without, giving us any good pullbacks to enter on, right? It's one of the lowest probability days of the week, right? Mondays and, well, I believe that Mondays are, right? But if it's not Monday, it's usually Friday in regards to, bad trading days. But Fridays are usually better than Mondays. Tuesday, you guys can see that we do not have any high impact news events. This, right here, no high impact news events. This is just, definitely not going to be a good day to trade either, right? So you guys probably heard, right, me say that after, bank holidays or holidays, there is usually a low probability day, right? So days which follow bank holidays are usually either low probability or just very lackluster in terms of the price action that it gives you. So starting again, Monday, we have bank holiday. So this is a no trading day for me. Tuesday as well, there is no high impact news events, right? So this is a no trading day for me as well. Wednesday now, we have FOMC meeting minutes, right? At 2 p.m. This is not the actual, FOMC that usually shakes the market. But this one is, for me, it's tradable. So this will be in the afternoon session, right? In the second quarter, in regards to the 90-minute cycles of the afternoon session, right? So 2 p.m. on Wednesday, we could see some volatility to give us a setup to take in the afternoon. Thursday now is where we will be focusing on for most of the time, right? This week. So New York session on Thursday is where we can expect to see most of the volatility. We can expect to see the markets move the most across the board, right? Across all asset classes. Whether it is crypto, Forex, commodities, or futures, right? Index futures. So we can expect Thursday, a New York session, to form the low or high of the day, in respect to specific classes, right? Because some classes, they oppose one another. So if the US dollar goes up, EU goes down, and GU goes down. The US dollar goes down, index futures such as the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones, it will go up, right? So we're just expecting major turning points on Thursday. Emphasis on Thursday, right? So the lower the higher the week, definitely Thursday. And this is very easy to see, right? As you guys can see, Thursday has basically three red dots or three red folders, right? Meanwhile, this has one, this has none, this has none, and Friday has none. right? Sometimes it's actually that easy to see. So now we'll look at the dollar index. So today we'll start from the weekly time frame. As you guys know, my major draw on liquidity, my main draw on liquidity would be above these highs, still above these highs. Right now, we've been having, a lot of sloppy price action. So we had price react to this order block right here after dropping into this fair value gap, right? This was exactly what we wanted to see last week, by the way. If you guys remember, if I drop down to the daily time frame, you guys can see we've been looking for this for a while now. So we had price sweep this low and fill this gap, which is what we anticipated. Afterwards, it ran above this high, right? And reacted to this wick right here, which is the higher time frame order block. And we expected price to run above these highs and come back within the range, which it did, right? So far we've been, pretty much on point for the US dollar, the euro, and, GBP USD. So for this week, we can either see price, right? We want to see price either run below this low or above this high before we consider anything, right? We have price trapped between liquidity at the moment. And how do you know that price is trapped between liquidity? When it's between two swing points, right? So this low right here is a swing point, and this high is a swing point as well. This high is higher than the candle to the right and the candle to the left, right? And this is lower than the candle to the right and the candle to the left, right? So this is a swing point, and above swing points, you have immense amount of liquidity. And the same goes for liquidity below swing points as well. So above swing points, you have a lot of liquidity, and below swing points, you have a lot of liquidity, right? And now we drop to our day or 1 hour time frame. So right here, you guys can see, right? This is the daily low, and this is the daily high. Currently, there's nothing, right, that we could be using to trade at the moment, right? We're trapped within a range, right? If I put my fibs, you guys can see that we are just below equilibrium right here, right? We need to see some volatility before we do anything. Just as how last week we wanted to see price fall below this low right here, right? Which it did. We're below this low, and then we rallied above these highs, which is exactly what we were looking for. And the low of the week formed on Tuesday as well, right? Which we expected. So we don't have, clean structure like this to work with right now. We need to see price either dig below this low or push above this high, or give us, SMT between this and the euro dollar. Currently, I show you guys the euro dollar beside DXY. You can see that the euro dollar seems prone to run above this high and this high at the moment, right? And like you guys can see visually, right? I don't really have to draw anything. You can see that the price action here is closer to here, right? Than this is closer to here, right? And if I use my fibs, right? And this is me, it's something that I do. No one else really does this, right? So you guys can see that we are within the higher percentile, right? The higher quadrant of the fib right here. And right here, you guys can see this as well. So here it is. So here, right, we are within the, right, I just call it a quadrant because, 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters, right, makes this entire range, right? So we are within the higher quadrant here for EU, and the fibs, they must be drawn at, using the corresponding times of the swing points, right? So this one was formed on Tuesday. This one was formed on Tuesday. This one was formed on Wednesday. And this one was formed on Wednesday, right? So here we have price just within the, the third quadrant. Here we have price within the fourth. So price here is closer to this liquidity pool than this is, right? Which could give us SMT, right? This is showing us that the euro dollar is underlyingly weak and there is some strength within the DXY, right? Within the dollar index. And if we look at GBP USD, right, compared to EU, we can expect to see SMT, right? Just by looking at this. So here, if we use, Tuesday's high and Wednesday's low of last week, we can see that price is farther from this high than this is from this high, right? Using, the fibs the way how I just showed you how to, and the way how I showed you how to last night as well. So right now we are like anticipating SMT. So due to the fact that this high is so close to these highs, we could expect price to rally above. And if this one fails to break above this one, then we could expect SMT to probably take out these lows, right? Below these lows, we have sell side liquidity. Below these lows right here. A lot of sell side liquidity below these lows. And if, we get lucky, we have below this low as well. So if price trades up, we might see price reacting to the rejection block if it gets that high, right? But it totally depends on, where price is within this asset class whenever EU or if EU breaks above this high, right? It's another story if it just turns around and break below this low first, but I believe that we'll probably get these highs first. And if that happens and this asset fails to break above this one, I am not bullish, right? Now, we look at the S&P 500. So right now for the S&P 500, right, still we have lackluster price action here, right? We'd like to see price either, at least break below this low right here or break above this high. I will definitely be updating you guys, right? I want to see, this is a week like last week where I had to update you guys on Monday again, right? I need to see what Monday does, right? I need to see Monday's price action because this is just unclear right now. So I'll definitely be updating you guys throughout the week. But if price, falls and fails to break or fails to break below this low, more particularly fail to break below this low, then, we could expect something like this. Could expect price to just break below this one right here. If it fails to break below this low, and there is SMT, between this and NQ, and then we could expect something like this, right? Which would be like range play, right? Playing within the range right now, which this is good, right? This is actually not, a bad thing, but we need to see price break below the equilibrium of this range first, right? So currently there's nothing to do right now. So we need to watch and see what happens on Monday. And then more than likely not Tuesday, more than likely Wednesday or Thursday, we'll get something to do, right? So it's either we wait for price to break below this range right here, right? This would dip into the fourth quadrant, right, of the range. And if you're wondering how we do that again, this is how we do it, right? So this would be the first quadrant, the second quadrant, the third quadrant, and the fourth, right? The fourth quadrant is, more reactive. In terms of SMT, we would have NQ totally go below this low, right? Wick below this low, while this one would barely be dipping into the fourth quadrant while breaking below this low as well. So we need liquidity pools, right, for this to happen, right? So for now, we just have to watch and, see what happens. See what type of price action we get Monday, right? If Monday draws closer to this low, then Tuesday we have stagnant price action, or if Monday just consolidates and then Tuesday we get a drop, then Wednesday or Thursday we get, price breaking below this low, then returning into this, above equilibrium. And for, anyone that's wondering what a rejection block is, a rejection block is the close of a candle, right? It's just the close of a candle before or after price runs liquidity, right? So it would be the open right here, and it would be the close right here. So this would be the rejection block right here. That would be a rejection block, which only becomes validated when there is SMT. Moving on, right? This is the best, my favorite thing to look at right now. NQ. I feel better looking at NQ than anything else, right? So we have this low right here, which if it is breached, right, we could see, price return into this range, which, could give us a setup for the low of the week. Or if we see price break above any of these highs, right, and create SMT, then we could see the low of the week, after Wednesday, Thursday, around, those times. So right now, we are stuck within this range right here, right? This swing high and this swing low. right? Remember, below swing high, below swing lows, there's an immense amount of liquidity, and above swing highs, there's an immense amount of liquidity as well, right? And for the Dow, basically the same thing, what we're looking for in ES, right? ES and the Dow has similar price action at the moment. So we would like to see price break below here for any opportunities to be present in the market, right? Below the 50% of this range, right? And we would like to see SMT, or price could run above this high, create SMT and then fall, right? So there's two scenarios that we're looking for, but they're not like random scenarios, right? Either way, we just need to see SMT at the moment, right? Last week we talked about price falling here, which was due to the fact that there was SMT, right? Which is why we got this drop. Then Tuesday, when we expected the low of the week to form, we had price rally, form SMT again, then continue to rally. Reason why price fell is because of SMT. So we're just trying to capitulate on market reversals, right? So we're just looking and waiting for the market to show us the way it wants to go right now, because this is low probability price action at the moment. We're at all-time highs. We have, like, remember when I talked about this drop, there was no high time frame periods here, so it's just time that we're using right now, right? We need price to create SMT, right? Bearish SMT, then create a daily, imbalance or so we can, have something clear. But at the moment, we've just been, going up, down, and just plain. So hopefully, this week, Thursday's price action or Wednesday clears up this a bit. Also, I will be like starting tomorrow, right? There's like a whole bunch of you. So starting tomorrow, I will be starting to approve, everyone for the group that, joined the wait list, right? For crypto, that paid with crypto. And I will be emailing everyone that paid WAP already. So you just get a link in your email, right? If you pay through WAP, you don't have to ask me for a link, right? And you should have that before we come back here on Wednesday, right? And throughout the week, even before Wednesday, I will be, sharing charts. And if I see a setup in the market, I will share it with you. Even though without a news event, it will not be as high probability, but, that's what we do here. We take risks and we manage our risks. And, that's just how we do it. So, yes, I want to see SMT on either the 4 or the daily time frame, right? Sequence of SMT, not random SMT. And with that being said, I will speak to you guys later in the week. So the latest Wednesday. And we will probably, have a backtesting session again on Saturday. I believe that one was really productive. There was a lot of, questions answered, and I think it was very good and educational. It helped a lot of people because I got a lot of comments. Anyways, I hope that you guys have a wonderful week and enjoy, the rest of your Sunday. Have a good night.